Good morning, Trendy. Look at you, girlfriend. First one on today. Good morning, it's Lisa Copeland. It is Monday, November 5th, 2018, and this is 15 Minutes of Fierce. Hey, Paul, how are you? I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel so much better in the mornings now. I think it's that extra hour of sleep. So, like when I wake up at 5, I'm like, oh no, it's really 6. Isn't life all about being mental? And hello, Natalie Phillips and Sandra and Ricky and Kyle and Melissa and Anthony. How are you today? It is Monday. So Monday is a new day and new possibilities. I ran across this quote yesterday, and it says, anyone who thinks that they're too small to make a difference has never tried to fall asleep with a mosquito in the room. Isn't that true? I mean, think about it. Or anyone who's too small to think they make a difference, they've never walked down the beach and gotten sand between their toes. That one little piece of sand can irritate. And I love it, and I'm using it in some of my keynotes that's coming up because I'm talking about, and I'm very passionate about, how do you go to the next level in business? How do you go to the next level in life? How do you influence people to do what you want them to do, right? And my whole book is about the big sell. Build a movement, build an empire. And there's 3 different kinds of movements that you can build, right? There's a social movement, which would be, things like we'd see like Me Too. There are political movements, which, the guy in the White House, right? Make America great again, love him or hate him. I think a lot of people voted for the movement, not the man. And then there are business movements that help take your company and your business to the next level. Okay. And, those kind of movements would be, the prime movement in business is Apple computers, right? Think about Apple. Apple does not ever go on sale. Apple does not have Black Friday. The early adopters come out. The minute they launch a product, my dealership used to be like down the street, catty corner to them. And I'd be like, why are people standing in line all night long? Oh, because they're launching a new iPad. I'm like, you're joking me, right? Like you can buy it in Best Buy in a week and you're going to stand out all night long. But that's what happens when you build a movement. You build excitement, you build momentum. Nigel, good morning. Laura, good morning. Faye and Ken and Michelle and Neil, good morning. We're talking about building a movement. Isn't that what we've done here? Building a movement of like-minded individuals, building community. That's the other part about building a movement. That's what Apple has done brilliantly, is they've built a community. All right? Starbucks, the best customer experience in the world. And if you guys saw my show the other day with Katie Mayers, everybody, every time. Everybody, every time. How do you build a movement? How do you build a sustaining brand or company? Customer journey, every person or everybody, every time. That means it's a consistent experience. That's what happens at Apple. That's why when you go in there, every Apple store looks the same. Every Starbucks looks the same. In Apple, they call you by name when they're ready to talk to you, as they do in Starbucks, right? They're not pushing you to buy anything when you go in. How about Starbucks? I've got friends who don't even drink Starbucks, but they go in there and they work every single day. Amy, good morning. Ken says he feels like he should have one of those mugs. Ken, I think you did the lipstick for my website. So that's my encouragement this week as I work on the big sell, as we get ready to go to New York and meet with book publishers, as I get ready to go on the road and speak it to the masses, right? Is that I want to encourage everybody that anyone who thinks they're too small to make a difference has never tried to fall asleep with a mosquito in the room. And Christine Todd Whitman was the one on record to say that. But you never know. And there are 5 ways to inspire people to support your vision. And I know every single one of you on this show today, you have a vision. It might be social vision. It might be a political vision. It might be a business vision. But that's how we're wired as people, right? We want to be people of impact. We want to take people down a road with us because, first of all, it's lonely to do things by yourself. But number 2, and most importantly, it's not impactful, right? So, the big sell and what I'm talking about when I go on the road for the next 3 weeks, and I am on the road too, let me tell you, it goes from idea to impact. I want to be able to take an audience. I want to be able to help you guys. I want to be able to help people go from the big idea, the idea to impact. Because see, once you have impact, That idea is going to do whatever you want to do with it. It may, you may want impact because you want to monetize it. You may want impact because you want to change the world. You may want to have impact because you want to change just something in your world. Okay. So the big sell is about going from idea to impact. So what are 5 ways to inspire people to support your vision? Number 1 is that you have to lead by example. Okay. I'm telling you guys that, every one of you is built for something bigger than what you're doing today. I know that because you show up every morning. You show up. And so you're built for something bigger. I don't know what it is. And I don't even know that it's for me to decide that with you. I think, but just the fact that you show up every day means you're looking for something more. So number 1 is that you have to lead by example. You got to lead by example. Number 2, you've got to be authentic, right? When you're out and you're trying to build something, and I talked about it, several of my very good friends the other day, who I believe have built movements within the automotive industry, right? And they're the most authentic people you ever want to meet, to know these guys personally, Sean, Glenn, and Brian. They're bigger than life and they've got these almost cult followings, but they're very dear friends of mine. So when I talk to them one-on-one, they are the real deal, And that's why I can always get behind them. I can back them. I can support them. I can be their cheerleader, as their friend. That's my job. And so they're authentic, but they're really a big deal. Are you really a big deal? I think every one of you is really a big deal, but people have got to be able to see that authenticity through you. They've got to see that you're vulnerable. And I'll tell you guys, that's a hard one for me. I know you guys know I work with a couple of agents out of New York, and one of my agents called me the other day and he's like, you need to be vulnerable. You need to quit just preaching at people. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Get on camera and cry? I mean, I don't understand. I'm not really that vulnerable of a person, but I'm very authentic. Like, you're always going to know where I stand. Always, always, always. I love you or I hate you. I will help you or I won't. That's my superpower. But vulnerability is something I struggle with, and I know it's important. Trust me. I'm a Brene Brown fan, up, down, all the way around. I love her. And she talks about that because that's where people can more relate. And so, that's something that I'm working on is, authenticity, not my problem at all. I mean, I got that one. I'm as authentic as the day is long. But vulnerability falls in a different category. So just be thinking about that. All right, you have to, we're talking about 5 ways to inspire people to support your vision. Number 1 was to lead by example. Number 2 is to be authentic. Number 3 is to encourage collaboration, right? I can't go out and change the world without all of you. I can't. I can't do what I want to do in business, which is to teach people, to give people the confidence that they need to take an idea to impact. See, when I've been working all weekend, I've got this much content. I've been working all week. It's been unbelievable. But I'm there, guys. I'm there. It is tight now, and now, and people are like, I've got to talk to FCA today because I'm actually because I'm speaking twice for them, and I'm going to move around some of my ideas because after I've spent this many hours in content, I'm like, what is the big sell? What is it to be fierce? What is it I'm going to teach this audience to do? What is it that I am built to do? And I am built to show people how to take an idea and make an impact. Idea to impact. It's what I've done my whole life. That's what you're born to do. And there's 5 ways to get people to join you in doing it because you can't do it by yourself. I don't know. There's a YouTube video out there. And I wish I knew the name of it, guys, but you need to find it. And it's about a guy who wanted to build a movement, and he's standing there all by himself, and he's quiet. And then all of a sudden, 2 more join. And then by the end of the day, there's like hundreds of people. I've seen it a couple times. I wanted to find it this morning. I didn't have enough time to show you guys. But you can't build a movement by yourself. And a movement can be something so grandiose that you want social change or social impact. Or it can be something as minute as that you work at Dell Computer and you want to have your team start recycling all their Coke cans. I had a friend that did that. At that point, they were not recycling. And she started a movement so that everybody on her team would start recycling. Well, then it made all the other teams feel crummy because they weren't recycling. And then all of a sudden, they're a recycling company, right? So a movement can be anything. A movement is when you can inspire people to come together around one big idea that is for the common good of the people. See, a movement cannot be all about you. If it's all about you, it's an idea, it's an ad campaign, it's anything other than a movement. A movement is that it makes the world a better place for the people that are involved in the movement. Okay? Nigel, thank you. You're taking notes again, girl. Michelle says she needed to hear this today. Vicky, ideas to impact. That's it. That is the subtitle of my book. You guys heard it here first. I haven't even told my agent yet. He's going to kill me because another little pivot. Empower. Okay, number 4 is to empower others. What good are we? What good are we? We're not building a movement if we're not out there helping others get to where they want to go also. I can't ask you guys to help me if I'm not willing to help you. You've got to empower others. And then the last one is to be vulnerable, which I talked about a little while ago. I think, in today's world, I look at the biggest thought leaders in the world and, they really do let you peel back the onion, or they peel back the onion. And in all vulnerability and transparency with you guys, that's a hard one for me. There's just certain things I think, first of all, they don't want to know that. They don't need to know that or whatever. And so, but vulnerability is huge, because when you want to get somebody to do something with you, and whether it's business, especially a social cause, you have to tell people why you're doing it. And I think about all these brave women that came forward in the Me Too movement and told stories that, they probably did not really want on national television, but they did it for the movement, right? And these kids on these gun laws, telling the stories of what happened to them, whatever it may be. I'm not off to go on a tangent about that, but I'm just saying that's where vulnerability comes in. All right, is when you're able to tell people exactly why, peel back the onion and let people see the most raw you they can see. I personally think, I told my agent the other day, I'm like, it's 6:45 in the morning. I don't think anybody wants to see that raw. Vicky says, start a movement, inspire others, make a difference in this world, and let's do it in cool shoes. You go, girl. Amen, sister. You saw I did it with my last book. I had shoes on the cover. You certainly lift others. Thank you. To empower others. And Crystal says, a movement cannot be about you. I talked to Crystal on the phone the other day. I mean, she's got something really good going on. She really wants to empower young women and women, not only through nutrition, but through positive thinking. It's really important, but you got to live it every single day. I mean, that's, to me, that's where the authentic piece comes in. For me to sit up here and tell you guys all this and do all the work I do and then not live it every single day and fundamentally believe that it is the only way to succeed. I believe in today's world, the only way to succeed is to build a movement, whether it's socially, professionally, business-wise, whatever it may be, because you were not put on this planet to do it alone. I think we are wired for collaboration. We are wired for community, and most people don't know how to do it, especially our younger generation, because of these things. They're like this all the time, right? And that does not inspire community. That does not inspire collaboration. This is one-on-one with the person that you're talking to. I used to tell my son in high school, God, I hope he's not watching this, he'll kill me. I'm like, have you ever gone out with this girl? Or are you guys just texting? Like, seriously. And my son is a good looking kid. He can go out with anybody he wants to. And then they just text. It's like, where is the community? When do you guys get together? It makes me insane. Good morning, Sean Thomas. Have an awesome day. Amazing points. Mabel, thank you. Oh, I'm hoping Amy found that video. I bet you did, girlfriend. Anyways, so that is my ultimate goal of this show. The ultimate goal of what I do in life on a stage, when I'm consulting with businesses, if I was working with you one-on-one, is how to take your idea to impact. Because every one of you are people of impact. And that's why we are a community. That's why we're friends. That's why we know each other, because we want to have impact. We want to leave a legacy. Your legacy is not your end-of-life story. It's your everyday story. And that's the good news about a legacy, is you can change it. Because all of us have screwed it up at one point or another. Let's just call it, right? We've all done it. But that's where Fierce and the Big Cell come in, right? It's all about idea to impact. That's really my superpower, is how to take that idea and impact the most amount of people. And then what you do from there is up to you. From impact, you can take it and you can monetize it. From impact, you can take it and just leave it alone. From impact, you can encourage somebody else to take it and go monetize it. That's up to you. Idea to impact. That's it. Jeff says, unity and community. Love that. Lisa Walker, love your message. Girlfriend, we have got to see each other. We've been traveling too much. Michelle says, love that. Michelle and Laura says, today is your best show. Thank you. Wow, good. Because This is, I hope, the best content that I've ever created in my life. Idea to impact. It's up to you. That is when you will become unapologetically fierce and 365 days a year, when you are living out what is right here for, and for the greater good of yourself, your community, your team, your family, whatever that looks like. So we are at the end of the show. If you liked it, loved it, of course, share it. If you're not a member of Big Sellers, become a member. And if you want to hear the super deep dive on what I just talked about today, then sign up for November 8th for my big masterclass. It's Fierce, how to build a fierce brand voice. Well, I'm even changing the name of that. I'm telling you, I'm going to get shot in New York because I'm changing it from idea to impact. That is, if you guys could see, I've got another computer in front of me. See? My PC. Ken, don't kill me. I just had to do it. I've got to be able to work in PowerPoint. From idea to impact. And that's what I'm going to do a deep dive on an hour for, how to go from an idea to impact. End of story. www.befierce365.com/free training. That's what I'm going to be on the stages in Las Vegas and in Houston this week talking about, because everybody out there has got an idea, and there's not one of us on planet Earth that doesn't want to leave an impact before they die. Your legacy is not your end of life story, it's your everyday story, and I want to help you write the biggest and best legacy you've ever had. Okay, you guys, I love you. It's 7:02. I've got to be a respecter of time, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.